I just thought I'd pop on here and do just an update video of what's been happening, why I haven't been posting. Things have just got a bit crazy, to say the least. I've had, obviously, Kerry's moved back up from Galway, so we've had her stuff all in the house and we've been trying to sort that. And then we've had, my mum came up for 3 days, so we've had my mum up. I've also been working and we've had results of exams coming, just everything. And then in the middle of all that, Hayley has to be out of her apartment by the 30th of June. And at the moment, trying to rent a van is next to impossible. They're just, the price, any ones you can get, the prices are off the wall. And I don't know if it's the good weather and everybody's doing clear outs and all that type of stuff. So I've decided to split, taking down her stuff into 3. So the last time I went up, I brought down some of the stuff, as you would have seen. I think I showed it to you, I can't remember. Now I'm heading up. Today is the 26th of June, so I'm actually heading back up because it's Thursday and it's my day off. I'm going to grab some more stuff, and the majority of stuff now that she knows she's not going to use in the next 4 days, I'm going to grab it up and I'm going to bring it back down. And then on Sunday, after I do my morning client, I'm actually going to head back up and I'm going to stay overnight. We're going to obviously clean the apartment. She has most of it done. We're going to go clean the apartment and take down the very end of the stuff, which is going to be just like duvet covers. Even the duvets, I think her landlord left in there. So I don't know if, obviously we're trying to get accommodation for next year for college, and we don't know if she can get the apartment back, because obviously her mom's going to rent it out over the summer, because last summer I think she stayed up there. Do you know what, everybody's blending into each other. So Kerry when she emptied her stuff, it all came up and we brought hers up and we managed to get that away, like put away, before Hayley brings down her stuff. So it's just, I just feel I am just spinning through the month of June. That's how it feels. In the middle of June we had my mum's birthday and I couldn't even get down for it. It was just crazy. And then a couple of people in work went away on holidays and I had to cover, well, there's one client that there's only myself and another lady do, and I was covering her. Oh my god, the M50 is coming to a complete standstill. So I ended up having to cover her, so I was doing extra hours, and then in the middle of it all, but look, we got through it. We are, touch wood, we are nearly at the end of June, and the final day will be Monday the 30th of June. That's when Hayley's out of her apartment, she's home, and then I can worry, like, I'm not overly bothered about the house then, everybody's home. And as Kerry said to me, we were laughing, we were talking about this the other night, we were having a cup of tea before bed, and I said to Kerry, I said, oh man, like I'm a bit stressed over all this, because obviously you're having to jiggle around. I have to fit an apartment into my house without it really obstructing, you know what I mean? Like, we're trying to get it away so it doesn't obstruct anywhere, and all Kerry's stuff, and it's a lot of stuff to be finding storage for. Oh, sorry, on a plus side, we did find out my attic, the sides of my attic's converted, completely empty. I thought it was fairly full of like baby clothes and bits. It's completely empty, bar 2 boxes or 3 boxes which are down the far end, which I don't know what they are, and a high chair and Carl's cot. Yeah, other than that it's empty. So we're going to put like the Christmas decorations in there. We didn't realise it was empty. Anyway, going back, I was saying to Kerry, now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh my goodness, we were having a cup of tea before bed, we were talking. Oh yeah, and I was saying to Kerry, oh my god, I am a bit stressed because the house is getting fuller and fuller and fuller, and it's just, yeah. And you know what they say, cluttered house is a cluttered mind. Well, my mind must be like a junkyard at this stage from the amount of stuff. Anyway, and she says, you know what the funny side of this is, or the I don't know, Murphy's Law. She's at 7 weeks. We're home for 7 weeks, and then she's moving out again. And that really knocked it into perspective for me, because I was trying to get everything put away so it wasn't in the way, and then she was like, Mom, it's 7 weeks. She's just put it so it's out of the way of everybody. She says it doesn't have to be put away, it just has to be out of the way and, you know, neat enough. Like, she's only for 7 weeks, and she says then the house will be back again and you can do what you. And I was like, yeah. So for anybody who is stressed and kids coming home, there's stuff everywhere. It's 7 weeks. 7 weeks and they're back in college. Well, I think it's 7 weeks and Kerry can move back into her accommodation, which means all the stuff can get out. Doesn't mean she's going to go yet like that early, but yeah. So anyway, not to worry, we'll get through it. So I'm on my way up to Hayley. I am going to, as I said, I'm actually going up. What time is it now? Oh, it's bang on 10 o'clock. I left my house, I had to put petrol in the car and the usual rubbish. So I've done that. I'm hoping to be up there for about 12:30, 1 maybe. And then I'm going to hopefully leave there again about 6ish. I'll probably have my dinner with Hayley and then come back down the road. I'll have work tomorrow, but it's not as stressful, because she's messaging me last night and she was like, I think once you do this low down, she said, it should be fairly handy then. So I was like, okay. So we'll see. But I know this sounds, and I know I spend so much time in my car and people be laughing, but I actually find it very relaxing to be in my car on my own, just my music on and just on a long drive. It's nice. It gives me time to just not have to think and not have to do, just sit and enjoy it, you know. But yeah, I picked up my bottle of Coke and I have a cup of tea made, so I'm happy out. Sorry, someone did send me, I've actually got 2 or 3 messages about this, because I spend so much time in my car. People are saying, what do you keep in your car to make it, you know, that if anything happened, or make it more, I don't know, enjoyable, or because most people hop into the car, go to the shops or go to work or come home or whatever, but they don't spend a lot of time in the car, where my whole job is based around my car. And then obviously Hayley in Letterkenny, my mum in Galway, Kerry in Galway. I do spend an awful lot of time in the car, and people are asking me, but what do you keep in the car? Like, if you're going out working, what do you keep in the car? So if that's something you'd be interested in, I mean, I do have pouches and bits and pieces that I always keep in my car and I always keep handy. And then I have a tray in my boot in my car, which is just, it's like not an emergency, I suppose it would be. It's just like if something happened, you broke down, what I keep in there that obviously isn't the requirement by law for your triangles and your bits and bobs. Like, this is just extra stuff that I keep in that and trust me, it's true experience, breaking down on the side of the road and just being either frozen or just not having stuff. So now I always have stuff. But yeah, if that's something you'd like to see, what I actually keep in my car to make my car experience, I suppose, less stressful and more enjoyable for me. I don't know what it would even be, but yeah, if you want to know what I keep in my car, let me know. So yeah, right, I'm going to go because I'm coming up to the M50 toll bridge. Well, it's not toll bridge, it's just a tag, and I'm going to head up to Hayley's. If I stop on the way, I will let you know, or I'll take you in, or I'll video, or I'll do something. I'm going to try, now that this chaos of June is over, obviously I'm going to try and getting back into the swing of things, because yeah, I mean, you've so much going on, it's very hard to keep motivated to do something else, you know, on top of what's going on. But anyway, I hope everybody is doing well, and I will chat to you in a bit. Right guys, it is the next day, and I didn't record anything up with Hayley for the simple reason of her friend, a couple of her friends actually came in to give us a hand loading the car and dismantling. She had most of the dismantling done. As you can see in the car behind me, it is full to the brim, and yeah, it was crazy. It was like doing Tetris. I arrived up there. I did stop in Asda on my way up. I wanted to get, this sounds really daft and most random, I wanted to get an electric shaver for my legs, and Asda do one for £8, which is about a tenner, and I just couldn't get one the same price down here, and it's good. I bought one I think for Kerry years ago, maybe a year ago, and hers is still going strong, so I decided I'd pop in and get myself one as well. Yeah, so that is what I did. I got up there about 2 and I left at maybe 3:30. No, I didn't. It must have been, it was about 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock. So yeah, so that is what I did. I came back down the road. I was in work for 9 o'clock this morning, and I'm just finishing up work now. So yeah, I am tired though. And I'm going back up on Sunday, and then and I'm not coming down till Monday, and that's her moved out totally. So she's happy. She's actually, I didn't know how she was going to react, because obviously she's lived up there for a while on her own, and then moving back into a house where there's 4 of us in it at the moment, and Mum comes, there's 5, and you know, going from being on your own routine into a house then full of people, I mean, it will take some adjustment. I mean, let's not beat around the bush, but the only thing is, because I'm taking things in bits, like this is my second load now. Like I have her dishwasher, not her dishwasher, I have her wash machine and clothes dryer and stuff like that all in my car, so they don't need to be out until she's going, if she's going back up. The reason I'm saying if, it's nothing to do with results or anything like that. The reason I'm saying if is because next year she has her work experience and stuff like that, so she might be only on a 3-day week, and if she is, it's actually cheaper for her to commute and stay in a hotel for 2 nights than to rent into student accommodation. And she put that proposal to me, like, and was like, what do you think? And I was going, sure, you know, like, if that's what you want to do. So it was a bit funny, because I didn't expect that proposal to come from her, but she was like, no, I've done my stint of living on my own, and I just want to be home for a bit. So I was like, okay. So that is where we are at the moment with Hayley. So when I say things like if she's going back up, it's not because of grades or anything like that. It's just she herself doesn't know if she wants to be back up there full time. Yeah, so that's where it is. Anyway, so now that's out of the way, talk about flapping. But yeah, so I'm heading back up on Sunday, so I will pick this vlog back up on Sunday when we are heading back up the road to Miss Hayley. It will be later in the day because I have to work on Sunday morning. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Well guys, good afternoon. Excuse me, my voice is gone. It is Sunday. It is now 4 o'clock and I've made it up to Monaghan. I was working this morning and then I had a sandwich and I left. So we're on our way to Hayley's. We are going to finish moving her out today. Well, when I get up there, I don't think but we've all day tomorrow as well. So yeah, there's no rush as such. She said she's the whole apartment packed up, bar the table being dismantled, which is perfect because it means we can actually chill out a bit, and we're not under pressure, which I really appreciate. But yeah, other than that, then there's nothing much happening. I'll show you the apartment. We'll do an empty apartment tour and we'll just see what happens. I think tonight we're going to go and get KFC for dinner. I think, now I was thinking back on this, I think the first night she moved in, when we drove up and moved her in, I think we went and got KFC, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. We could have got McDonald's, but I know the first night we moved in, or she moved in. So it'd be a nice way to end the time here for the moment, as I said, for the moment. Anyway, right, I'm going to get back on the road. I've just stopped in Monaghan, had to have a wee break, and I got myself a cortado. So I'm going to drink that going up the rest of the way. Sorry, I won't go back into the holder now. And hopefully that'll keep me going till I get to Hayley's. It is exceptionally humid. It's 20 degrees, but it's low cloud, so the heat is staying in, and it's just like you're sweating, but it's just sitting on you. Oh, it's horrible, and you're sticky. And I've been sitting in the car, and the sun's been coming in, and the windows open and everything, trying to keep cool. It's a hard job. Anyway, right, I'm going to drive through the north now. This is the last stop, sort of. Well, there's Emmyvale, and then it's into the north, and then get across the north, and then we're literally straight to our foe. So fingers crossed we get there in one piece. Right, I will talk to you later on. Guys, so this is the empty tour. The landlord said just leave the duvets there. He left them originally, but they're all gone out in the bin, so like okay, or whatever he's going to do with them. So that's Hayley's room. It's the mirror, front door, the guest room, all beds stripped, all done. Her wardrobe, all empty. We'll have to take that with us and that. That's her, where she had her desk and stuff. It's her living area, kitchen area, a few bits to put away, and that's it. That is the empty tour of the apartment. Oh Lord. Her landlord's on his way over to have a chat with us before we go, so that's what we're waiting on. Alright guys, so I just wanted to update you on, what happened after. I didn't actually record anymore because Hayley's landlord came over. And you know the way sometimes they say the universe has a plan that you know nothing about, and this just was so, not weird, but weird in an okay way. When Hayley's landlord came over, he was chatting to us and he was saying to Hayley that she'd been a great tenant, blah blah blah. And then he said, you know, are you coming back after the summer? And Hayley said, yeah, I have another year to go, blah blah blah. And he was like, I'm sorry Hayley, he said, I can't actually offer you the apartment for next year then. And she was like, oh, why? And he said, my house has been affected by the mica and the pyrite. There were bricks that were built with too much of this in it, and they're actually crumbling. And his family home is actually affected by it. And him and his whole family have to move out. And because Hayley's apartment is sort of where her apartment was, it was sort of, all the apartments were there, and then she was off to the side. There's two apartments in there. There was her and her friends, but they were off, as in you could make it into one big apartment. And he was like, after Christmas we're going to have to move out, and you know, lucky enough I have here, so, and I'm going to have to use it. So Hayley was like, okay. But it's funny how she herself had reached the point where she was like, I don't know if I want to go back up and spend time up there on my own. She loved her foe. She absolutely adored it. But she'd sort of come to that conclusion herself. If she was only doing a 3-day week, there was no point in being up there full time then. So this was already on her mind, and it was funny how things worked out then with the landlord. He needed the apartment, so that option is gone. But he said, in fairness, he did say to her, if you're stuck, I could give you the apartment till the end of December. And she was like, oh, okay. Obviously very much appreciated that he'd even let her do that. But yeah, just funny how things work out. We were in a bit of shock, to be honest with you. So I didn't really record anything. Even the trip home was sort of very silent. I think both our minds were just thinking over everything that had happened, and yeah, it was a little bit weird. But funny how things work out, you know. And that's what she said. She says, obviously I'm meant to move home. If the option was taken away when I was thinking about it, she said, well, I don't really want to stay in Donegal anymore. I've done my living on my own, and I'd like to be home. And she was to and froing in it, and then the decision was made, you know, which is quite funny, because, you know, the universe sometimes has a plan that you know nothing about, but it affects you. So yeah, so I just thought I'd update you and let you know that it was just weird the way it happened. But as I said, I think we were both in a bit of a state of shock and thinking coming down, and we didn't record anything else, and it was just a bit weird. It was, yeah, all over the place. But the two girls are home. They've both settled in now. Kerry's in the box room, Hayley's in the attic. There's stuff everywhere. In fairness, it's not too bad, but well, it's not too bad for the next 6 weeks, and then Kerry will move out, so her stuff will go, and then it really has to be sorted. But one of the things I do want to do is I want to get dug into my kitchen. As I said, it just doesn't work for me, the way the layout of it, the way I have the presses laid out. So I want to rejiggle all that, but we'll see. I'm also going down to my mum for a week's holiday in August. But I'm going down on my own. The dog, the kids, everything are staying here. I was just saying, the kids were even saying to me, I just need a break, like, without having to worry about anybody. I just need that away, and I'm really looking forward to going down to my mum's and reading my books, and yeah, just chilling, just absolutely chilling out with her. I know we were talking the last day with my mum, and she said to me, she says, I think maybe when you're down we'll sort out the plates. She must have 50 plates, if not 100. She's so many plates. So I was like, okay. But like, I mean, that involves sitting in her kitchen yakking away with her and drinking tea while we sort out the plates. So even that is sort of nice and relaxing, and just, yeah. But yeah, so that's it. That is everything. I'll show you a bit of the house actually. We've sorted, now it's not organised. My kitchen is upside down and backwards. But I'll show you where we managed to put everybody's stuff that they didn't need immediately. Because my shed hasn't been opened since 2010. So that all needs emptying out. I can't do that like and get a skip. You know yourself, everything goes in circles. So the girls did take an awful lot of stuff up to their rooms, in fairness to them. But anything that they knew, like in my kitchen at the moment, there's 3 air fryers. There's 2 washing machines. Well, there's 1 washing machine and my washing machine. There's cutlery, because all of them had to buy their own cutlery. It's daft, the amount of stuff. So we have to get through it all. We will, I mean, but I'm not going to stress over it. All I want is my kitchen. I want to reorganise my kitchen, so I'm not actually too bothered. But yeah, I don't know. It's amazing the amount of stuff even the girls up in college accumulate. Like, it was scary the amount of, well, not scary, but like Kerry was like, I'm only here 9 months. How did I end up with so much extra stuff? You just do. That's the irony of it all. Like, so but we have a suitcase actually upstairs where, as she's coming across stuff that she needs to, that she knows she's not going to use between now and when she moves back to the accommodation, we have a big suitcase at the top of the stairs, and she just keeps filling it. Like, her weighted blanket and stuff are in it. So she'll have that ready to go, and then all her stuff we're trying to keep in boxes that we know she's going to take back with her. Hayley, as I said, is so up in the air, because if she does have a 5-day week, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll have to figure something out, but look, we'll cross bridges as we get to them. Right guys, I am actually going to show you my front room. Right, so this here is Hayley's kitchen stuff. There's food in there, like dry food, pantry stuff, and her air fryer. But I've nowhere to put that at the moment, but I will. I'll figure it out. And the other thing is in my sitting room. There's Mr. T. Hello, sir. That's one of his waters there. So this is my sitting room at the moment. This is a wash machine, blankets, pots, pans. This here is all hangers. That's Hayley's desk. We decided we would leave it down here for anybody who wants to study down here, because all three of them are studying. And after that, we said we'd probably turn it into a craft table because we've jigsaws and stuff to do. So yeah, that's what we're probably going to do there. And then over there, behind the couch, is all the stuff that was brought back. There's clothes dryers, there's treadmills, there's, I don't even know what else is in there. There's blankets, there's winter clothes that have all been backpacked down. So yeah. But in fairness, that's really the worst of it. You know. Mr. T on his bed looking handsome. You found it very upsetting, didn't you, when everything kept moving around the place? He's actually playing ball where he stands at the top of the stairs and he bounces the ball down the stairs and I throw it back up. So both of us are a bit out of breath, aren't we, loving? Oh, I don't know. Would you like your bed? Right, lads, I'm actually going to... Oops, I'm falling over. I'm actually going to end the video there. As I said, sorry it was so jumpy around. It's just... everything was all over the place and it was just mad. A bit mad. But sure, look, we're settled now. Everybody's home. Everybody's here for the summer. So until September and this madness starts all over again of moving everybody back out. Oh, there's noises outside. He's going to start barking. I'm going to go. I will talk to you in a bit. Take care of yourselves, guys. Bye bye.